also have a real wealth of talent, I feel.
Yeah.
For instance, there are all of these students who are coming out of these new universities who are, thinking very well. But what tends to happen, and I don't know if that's still the case, but what tends to happen is that they go to North America or to Europe or to elsewhere, Middle East, in the world. And what would it take for those people to stay here and give us some of that? Or what does it take for the people who are there to give back here to Pakistan? I think these are some things to think about. What do you think?
I think they're very, very macro problems, right? We can have, you can do campaigns on it. You can tell people how great it is and come back. But until you change things on ground, people will call you out. That's the same with any ad that you make or any campaign that you make. If you're making a claim about your brand related to the product, and if it doesn't live up to it, that is misleading, untruthful advertising. That's lying, right? That's the same with any country's brand. If I make a claim about Pakistan and it's not rooted in reality, or you are not delivering on the promise that you're making, people are not stupid. Nobody's stupid, And that I think has to be solved first. You doing a caption or a slogan or a beautiful film which shows all this beauty in Pakistan is not going to cut it. You will have to make changes in policy. You will have to make changes in terms of the opportunities that you're offering them. Then, only then, we will be able to, get success out of this endeavor. So yeah, you need to do campaigns for the brand Pakistan. But what about the product Pakistan? The brand is only as good as what the product is. Or yes, a lot can be said about the brand, if it's strong and if it survives a weak product also. But what about the product Pakistan is something that is beyond advertising to fix. It's beyond creatives to fix. One other thing that I think we were discussing with someone is we lost out on sharing our side of the story. Right? We got lagged behind when we shut down our film industry. You know what being a Yankee means or a cowboy means because of the movies that you've seen. It changes your behavior. It tells you about the great American dream. The realities might be something else, right? But you latched onto those stories and you said, oh, okay, yeah, that's what makes America what it is, right? Biggest Hollywood. Or that's what makes India what it is, right? Fantastic storytellers, because they continue to have the platform, good or bad, to shape their storytelling. We got robbed. I don't know who did it or when. It was before I was born. But we had a platform to share our stories, and we, it was just completely shut down. And then from there on, the film industry has never been able to get back on its feet. What is being a Pakistani means? If I look at a Pakistani hero, what does that mean? I don't have a visual coming to mind. If I tell you what does being a patriotic, American means, you have an image in your head, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the creativity and storytelling helps us. It helps us imagine what could have been or what should be. And yes, the dramas are good. Yes, the drama industry has filled in that gap. But for that also, we are, rather than telling hopeful stories or stories of strength and resilience, we're telling stories of a lot of cruelty and zulm, and of people being beaten up, which is creating other stereotypes for us. That's the way a man is supposed to act, beat up his wife. That's the way a mother-in-law is supposed to act, break the marriage. These are also stereotypes, and there's so many wonderful Pakistani people in here, like mother-in-laws who stand by their daughter-in-laws. Like when we did the Shan campaign, a friend of mine, she called me up and she said that me and my mother-in-law, we were crying when we saw that ad. I was like, why? She said, because this is our story. I used to give up. That's her saying, when I used to come back from my job, from my residency, which is again, long hours. And I'll see my daughter, that my daughter doesn't want to come to me. She wants to be with the dadi or with the maid. She doesn't want to hang out with me because I'm not there. And I would start crying and I said, I want to give up because this is cruel what I'm doing and this is selfish. And the mother-in-law used to tell her, So Masuma, this is for you. You should that it's okay. You can do this. Imagine how proud your children would be that you are a surgeon. Imagine how much pride they will take. She'll forget about this. Don't worry. She's a small child. She won't even remember it. But she would remember you, seeing you going after and making a difference in people's lives. And so who's telling that story,
Yeah.
I want to meet those husbands and the brothers and the fathers who stand by, and the women who are also helping other men, right?
Yeah.
Those are the stories that you need to balance them out.